Welcome everyone. I'm Neha. I'm here to present my final Capstone Project presentation. I'll take you through the instructional design document that I have created for my course in policy making in early childhood. For this course, I have created an informational piece for early childhood educators who are probably 16 years to 60 years of age working within an early childhood setting. Um, and This course is developed for learners from different cultural backgrounds, and they may have a varied technological proficiency as well. However, there is a requirement for the prerequisite requirement for the course to have knowledge of Microsoft Word documents, and also to be able to collaborate on the discussion forums to take this course. So I identified a learning gap um, to then design a course on it. So the learning gap is early childhood educators often lack the skills and knowledge to develop a policy. They may identify areas sometimes that are not working in the early childhood settings, but they do not have the skills and knowledge to research and develop policies further in their early childhood settings. So this course would help them create new policies at their services which are relevant to their contexts and also embed these for continuous improvement practices. So the learning objective for my course is that the learners will be able to outline policy development steps in early childhood context by the end of this course. And the enabling objectives for my course are: the learner will be able to research emerging trends in early childhood and will be able to identify an area for policy making relevant to their context. The learners will be able to develop steps to policy making, and the learners will implement developed policy within early childhood setting. There are a number of tasks that the learners will be completing to complete this course. So there are a couple of discussions that learners will collaborate and engage in. That also includes peer reviews, and there is also a project, a work-based project that they would be completing as well as part of their assessments. There are 2 modules for their course, and there are a number of educational videos that are included, a number of research links, and podcast is also included in their learning contents for learners in this course. As you can see, I have included some of the course content links here for videos as well as for readings. And to develop this course, I have used ADDIE model, Analysis, Design, Development, Implementation, and Evaluation as it stands for. And this has helped me to invest the required time and resources at each step. And it also has, I found it really simple to use and something that where I could give attention to each of the steps. And so ADDIE model was very relevant for my course, and the learning theories that I have I feel that apply to my course are constructivism and andragogy. Here, the course is designed for early childhood educators who would further use their current knowledge of the early childhood, and they would use that current knowledge along with the research skills and new knowledge that they would gain through the course, through research and collaboration with their peers, and the feedback that they receive from their peers to then develop a new policy. So they are going to construct their knowledge, and it is for adult learners, and this is for the learners who are motivated to upskill themselves for managerial positions, for those research skills. And the course is context relevant as well, because the educators would identify for themselves the area that is needing that policy development and improvement and in the early childhood service. As you can see, I've further added some more information on the various topics here. And for this course, what I have reflected upon is that that in my course is quite broad. So I think while developing this course and in my learning contents, if I could include a bit more on, I could improve by adding a bit more examples and probably make it more practical as well. That would help the learner. So that is something that I would include, maybe including the different areas of early childhood and giving them more examples that would help them think and connect to the topics a bit more. And also, I have a lot of information in my course that I would probably, if I would do it again, I would just break it down in smaller chunks and probably go in depth into each of those topics. So that is something that I would improve on next time, and I would do differently. Now I'll take you to my course. As you can see, my dashboard here. In my dashboard, you can see this is my published course, which is Policy Making in Early Childhood. As I click on it, it takes me to all the pages that I have created in this course. There are two modules, module 1 on trends and intention for policy making, and there is policy development and implementation. So as you can see, my course has a welcome page. In the welcome page, it outlines that it is an online course which goes for 4 weeks. It also includes my objective, and it gives an overview of, it has 2 discussions, one knowledge quiz, work quiz project, and it also tells educators and the learners about the syllabus. There's a PDF that is there for them to download. There's a course video for educators to help them navigate through the course and the different elements. There are some tips for completing the course as well, that they need to stay on track. They got to also have about 7 to 8 hours each week study time towards their course. They can reach out for help to the trainer on Canvas, and they need to collaborate with peers, and this is also a requirement for the course. And as we go back on the page, you can see there is a course overview here, and this includes information week by week of the topics that would be covered. For learners who are new to using Canvas, there is also a YouTube video on how to use Canvas as a student. So this will help them with the different tools and applications of Canvas and usage by students. And there is prerequisite requirements, as I've mentioned before, that they need to be employed in an early child setting, and they need to have an understanding of existing policies and procedures of the workplace. There's some technological proficiency requirements, as mentioned before, that they need to have an understanding of, and they should be comfortable using Microsoft Word, and they should be also comfortable collaborating on discussion forums. And there is, as we go back, we can see there is some learning outcomes that I've mentioned here that the educators will gain, and I've aligned them to module wise. In module 1, these are the learning objectives that we are aiming to achieve, and in module 2, we are aiming to achieve these objectives. The schedule is also included along with the due dates. I have included another page on learning support. So there is learning support available for educators and the learners, and that's included here, some details of the trainers that they can contact and ask help. There is also a get to know each other activity for learners to go through and use as well. So that is here. This is for educators to get comfortable and also get to understand how the discussions pages will work as well. So you can see there is a bit of an introduction of module 1, and then there are a couple of topics on module 1, and then there's a discussion and there is a knowledge check quiz for learners to complete. In module 2, again, there is an introduction, there is a steps to policy making, and implementing a drafted policy at workplace. So a couple of those topics are included, and there is a discussion and a workplace project to complete in this module. You can see module 1 is a prerequisite for module 2, so educators will need to complete module 1 and then they can get on to the module 2. I'll quickly go over the workplace project requirements as well. In this, I have included the objectives and assessment instructions for the learners to see and resources that they would require. It also includes assessment submission requirements and the due dates, and the tasks that are required to be completed. There are 3 tasks. Task 1, process to identifying the policy development area, building a policy proposal which has detailed steps of what needs to be included in the proposal, and also there is a reflection piece for educators to complete. It also mentions the time that they have available and the deadlines, and yeah, so these are the pages where they navigate through, and they can also watch the video. So thanks for your time, and yeah, thank you, and I'll just close my presentation now. Thank you so much.